Let me find it. Funny how when you've been up for more than 72 hours, you hit this wall where you really can't sleep. But I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and they asked me a really good question, and I was like, you know what? Somebody needs to hear this. Because at some point in my life, I needed to hear it. I had to tell myself, no, I'm not a vlogger, so I guess this is my first official vlog. But they asked me, what is the purpose of life? What are we living for? And I immediately went to my, to reach the maximum potential, to write our legacies, to enjoy the ups and downs with the people that love us the most and that are willing to go through it all with us. And they was like, it doesn't seem like it's worth it. And, I replied, it never seems like it's worth it when you're low. But the irony of it all is when you're high on life, no point intended, it doesn't feel like you deserve it. That's the funny thing about this life, you know? And then they were like, for what though? I'm asking honestly. And I was like, think about it. For life. Seriously. If you struggle for 30 years trying to figure it out, and then one day you figure it out, you have however long you live after that point to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You know, the average life expectancy is what? You do the math. It's like whatever makes you happy, you know, you just gotta take the good with the bad, basically. It's like being a fighter. You gotta expect to get hit when you're winning the fight, when you're dealing out all of the punches, you know, you enjoy the fight. But when you get hit or even knocked down, are you willing to get back up? And then they hit me with that question. They said, eventually this all ends. I'm supposed to stay alive to get to the end? And I thought about it. It's like, nobody's ever put it like that. But then I began to think, you know, movies come to an end, but we watch them. I'm not trying to be funny, but sex comes to an end, but we still have it. Even if you like to get high, 420 is coming to an end, or came to an end. You like to drink, party, whatever it is, it all comes to an end, but you still do it, you know? Why do you do it? We watch movies because we enjoy the journey of a good story, the ups and downs, the drama, the suspense. We know that movie's going to come to an end. A lot of times, we already know what the plot is, but we go to see the movie anyway. Sex comes to an end, however long it takes, but you still have it because you enjoy the building of the climax and the release. The feeling of being high and floating on a cloud looking down, it comes to an end one day, you know? Eventually you'll sober up, but you go through it. That's the point of life, in my opinion. You know, when you think back and all of these analogies, sometimes there's bad movies. Sometimes there's bad sex. Sometimes you'll have a bad high. Sometimes you'll have bad experiences in life. But you can always reflect on those good movies that you saw. You can always reflect on the good relationships that you've had. You can always reflect on the good times. You know, you're going to have your sunny days. You're going to have your rainy days. It all goes hand in hand. And when you think about it, life is just one big movie, you know, or a series of movies. And you write your chapters and you enjoy it the way that you see fit and the way that you feel, you know? So that was something that was, you know, interesting to me, a question that was asked or presented to me, and that was the response that I came up with. So I know everybody doesn't need that, but I feel like with everything going on in the world and a lot of the friends on my timeline going through ups and downs, the majority of y'all are going to look past this, but I believe that somebody needed to hear this. And if you haven't heard it lately, J-Wes loves you. Peace.